I can close my eyes. I'm at my Nana's house. She's dead now. And I'm going to tell you that the food that she served did her no favors in trying to keep her alive. So what we got served for Thanksgiving was we all got a Coke.
Wow.
A King's Hawaiian roll. And then my grandmother really loved to make this coleslaw.
Coleslaw at Thanksgiving?
Danielle Young, that was a main course.
Oh my God, I would be so sad. And I bet the turkey was dry.
It wasn't wet. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Normalize This, the show where we discuss whether or not ideas, trends, and behavior should be normalized in everyday society. My name is Adam Rippon.
And I'm Danielle Young.
Today's topic, it's time to acknowledge holiday stress and normalize people keeping it real about how they feel during the holidays.
The holidays are here, and some folks are excited, like me, and some not so much.
And so we're going to discuss how do you handle the holiday season, and we're going to offer some advice to make your holiday plans work for you.
Oh, we love a holiday. The sleigh bells are ringing. Do you hear
I
them?
love the holidays.
I really do. I cannot wait to talk about it with you especially. But first, Adam, you know I love me a good fun fact, and I think you might have something fun inside of you.
I hope I have something fun inside me, because outside me is just, I get stressed around the holidays. This is going to lead into like everything that we're talking about today. But my fun fact is that I don't really do holidays.
What does that even mean?
Okay, I do them, obviously, my legal obligation to doing them.
Okay, on a scale of sweaters,
yes,
to nonstop Christmas movies and or songs, where do you fall in?
Okay, I don't really do I don't love the day, but I love the spirit.
Okay, I can do that.
The spirit is alive.
Yeah, like the Christmas season feels very for children and all that, but I don't know, there's something really like cozy and precious and family, and it's just, I don't know. It's like there's a warmth to the holidays that I've always loved, even though it's changed over the years as I've gotten older, but it's still just like, I believe in the magic.
I believe in the magic, but do you have a fun fact that you'd like to share with me?
My facts are always fun, Adam.
They are.
Let me think, because now that we are coming to the end of the year, I feel like I should share something more like meaty. Like,
okay.
You know what I mean? Like, not something just like trivial.
What kind of meaty fact are you going to give me this holiday
what kind
season?
Of meaty fact? I have, over the last couple of years, we just talked about how the holidays have changed. It feels like, they are geared towards children, especially in my family, geared towards the children and the youth. And then the older I've gotten, I've wanted to like be in a loving relationship and wear, holiday onesies and bake cookies and do all that kind of like cutesy stuff for the holidays. But I've just remained single. And so I haven't really gotten a chance to do that. But this Christmas, amen.
This Christmas, drum roll.
It's going to be a very sexy cookie onesie whipped cream type of Christmas.
Good. It's a fucking Christmas.
Yes, that's my fun fact. It's going to be under the mistletoe, baby. A very sexy Christmas. The onesies with your butt out. With the little button.
Everyone's butt needs air, which is very... That's actually a scientific fact. Everyone's butt needs air.
Yes. Not only is it fun, but it's scientific and useful.
Absolutely. And so if you need to hear more about Danielle's butt being out this holiday season,
my buttless onesies,
then you have to stick with us. But you also need to stick with us because later on in the show, we're going to play a game called Keep It or Curb It. And so that's where Danielle and I are going to decide what to celebrate and what to toss aside like old garbage.
Yeah, like your onesies that have the butt included.
Exactly.
Like, who needs that?
No.
Throw
Butt
it out.
covering? Those are called pants.
Right. Grow up at this point.
Mhm.
But listen, y'all, don't forget, because we need and want to hear from you. It's our Christmas wish. Hit us up on social media and tell us what you want to see normalized, because without you, there is no show. So you can do that on IG at the Danielle Young and on Twitter at RHAPSODANI, Rhapsodani. And Adam, what about you?
They can find me on Instagram at @AdaRip and on Twitter at @AdamRippon. So like Danielle said, we want to help you normalize whatever is on your mind. So don't be afraid to slide into those DMs and just let us know what these two, we have doctorates in normalizing things. So let us put our PhD to the test.
All these years of education
are finally paying off.
Also, don't forget to rate the show, okay? Because that's necessary. And subscribe and download it just in case you run out of Wi-Fi or something.
You can't be left hanging on buffering. You need to download it.
Like you're on the plane and now you're trying to download it and it's way too late.
Absolutely.
Do it before you get on the plane. And then make sure that you are following at Make SpringHill across all social platforms so that you can get these juicy show updates and also see how cute Adam and I are, because you can't see it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But just
you need
know.
a photo. You do need to see some photos. It would help.
You do. It would. Adam, can we get up into the show?
I'm ready. I'm ready. So let's talk about it. The holidays.
Are we going to keep it real?
I think that we're going to keep it real, because why keep it fake? Right?
Keep it somewhat real and somewhat fake. And you see where we fall.
Yeah, well, we'll do a healthy balance of both.
Just in case my mom is listening and she feels like my opinion on the holidays is hurtful.
I love that your mom listening is now when you're talking about the holidays, but before you were like, I'm having hardcore sex this Christmas and I don't care.
She knows that I'm getting my back blown out, but she does not need her feelings hurt about me not wanting to go home for the holidays.
That's true.
Give her something to be proud of.
I'm proud of it. I'm so proud of it. So the holidays, it can be stressful, and they can start as early as Halloween and go all the way to New Year.
I think it's gross when people include Halloween in the holiday season. Like, relax.
I think Halloween is the preamble.
It's like a pregame. It's like, an appetizer.
So what do you consider the holiday season for you?
For me, it starts at Thanksgiving. It's like holiday season tis the season of replying to emails. Can we circle back at the beginning of the year?
Yes.
Now that's the time when it's like, no one's really paying attention. You don't have to, and this is like, it feels like a little corporate speak for those of us that have these like real like 9-to-5 jobs or jobs that you have to put time off. You got to put in for your time off right around Thanksgiving. And then after feels like a time where like, you don't actually have to put in for PTO because no one's really paying attention. Because they're also not really into it. They're trying to get their last minute stuff together for Christmas. And then that like time between Christmas and New Year's where nobody cares about anything.
It's a blackout.
Oh my God. What a like sit around eating pie for breakfast. Like,
yeah, it's just dystopian. It's the end of the world always.
Listen, and I haven't had like a really good chunk of holiday lost time since we've been in the pandemic.
Well, because it all feels like lost time.
Yeah. The entire 2.5
The entire 2.5 years has felt like lost.
A time continuum of lost time. Like it has not stopped feeling lost. And so I'm hoping that this holiday season can feel a little bit more like reminiscent of the ones that I've loved before. But yeah, I think anywhere between right before Thanksgiving through that first week of January is the holiday season for me.
Yeah, I would agree. I think for me, I start to feel it. I really feel it as soon as it's October, just because I feel like okay, we're in the double digits of months in a year. TikTok, Adam, let's get it going. Let's start to tick off those New Year's resolutions that you've been postponing for 10 months.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I haven't really thought about those in a while. I feel like surviving has been top priority. I don't need to strive to be my best self.
No, why do that when you are already? I sounded like a
the best.
Are already,
which is indicating that you're lying.
I am lying.
Keeping it fake.
Just, it's very holiday season. So,
you know.
Okay, Danielle, the holidays, they're like a time for celebrating traditions with families and friends and, putting up decorations, which I love to do. I love doing that. Like I said, I love this season. I know. And, I really went full out for so I don't consider Halloween as a holiday or Thanksgiving. I understand that they are legal holidays, but what I consider is like the theme is cornucopia and pumpkin, right?
It's a theme, themed couple of months. It's pumpkin pie. It's pumpkin spice lattes. It's sweater weather.
I think of it as like color palette.
Leaves crunching.
Crunching leaves.
Yes, there's oranges. There's not like the yellows, fruit, but there's amber waves of grain.
Yes. It's my favorite dish during the holidays. It's amber waves of grain. I'm going to start because I think because when I was competing, I was a figure skater. And so that was a winter sport. And so our big season started in like September and ends in about March. So when you're like in the high point of your season, there's not a lot of time you can take off. So I never really at least for like 15 years, the holidays had to come second. So I really wasn't a holiday person, and I feel like it's kind of stuck with me where it's like I love the time of year, but like I don't know if I really have any like traditions or like I don't know. Do you know what I mean? You don't.
I know exactly what you mean. I feel like because especially when did you start? Were you in your teens?
Yeah, I would say that like I started when I was 10, but when I was like more competitive, I would say about like 15, 16.
Yeah, those are a lot of the good years. Well, those like childhood years into like 10, 11, 12 are really great Christmas years. But there are a lot of really good years for like now you're stopping toys and you're getting more like other things, electronics and other whatevers. So you did miss a lot of really good like Christmas and like holiday season feels and things in like formative years. And then like when you become an adult and you start trying to, especially if you don't automatically go straight into like a family lifestyle where you're having your own, your own children and your own partnership or whatever, you end up like kind of trying to define or redefine how you see the holidays anyway. I'm like the only single person in my family of siblings and also the only childless person. So a lot of the times, because I also was the only
congrats.
One, I'm so glad about it. I was the only one that moved away also from my hometown. So like coming home for the holidays was a thing because I was always just away anyway. And it was just a nice like reunion time. But then it started feeling like, especially later on in my 20s, like,
yeah,
like, I don't really know if it's something that I need to like spend the money on to go all the way home.
Yeah.
To just kind of, sit around. And so it's like when you're thinking about like favorite traditions and things like that, I think a lot of them existed when I was a kid. Like I love the idea of being so excited on Christmas Eve night and getting to stay up and watch movies and make cookies and getting to stay up, but wanting to go to bed quicker because then you can wake up and it would be time for gifts and stuff. So I remember that. And just like also cooking. My house, like my mom is one of 13
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I have a big family, and my mom is also one of the major like cooks of the family.
Okay.
So she was always the one every holiday, like making all the staples from the turkey to the pies, like everything.
So this brings me to my next point. So I want to back up a little bit to Thanksgiving. So
Yes.
as somebody who is white and from Pennsylvania, I can tell you that the food that was served to us was less than, it wasn't seasoned a lot.
You ain't get the holidays right.
I can close my eyes. I'm at my Nana's house. She's dead now. And I'm going to tell you that the food that she served did her no favors in trying to keep her alive. So what we got served for Thanksgiving was we all got a Coke, which was kind of, amazing, delicious.
Yeah.
A King's Hawaiian roll, which that is really good. And then I didn't ever like turkey, and my grandmother really loved to make this coleslaw, which was just like shred. Is this coleslaw? Can somebody clarify for me? Is coleslaw, and by somebody I mean Danielle, can you? I'm in a room by myself.
It's me. I'm somebody.
So what is coleslaw?
I think it's something that stems from white culture, to be honest.
Yeah,
to be honest, because it's usually such a like, why did y'all make this? It's like mayonnaise and shredded cabbage.
Yes, that's it. That for me, that Happy Thanksgiving, that's what I imagine as Thanksgiving.
Coleslaw
but I will
at Thanksgiving?
Say, coleslaw
is such a like grilling outside.
Danielle Young, that was a main course.
Oh my God, I would be so sad. Just everything is, and I bet the turkey was dry.
It wasn't wet. It wasn't wet, I'll tell you that. If there were any juices, no, the only juices we were getting were from the Coke. So it was bone dry.
Oh my gosh, what a travesty. Because see, our turkey was like, there's just gravy and stuffing, and the stuffing is so good. My mom would actually fry cornbread to make the stuffing. Oh, collard greens. There was cabbage, but it would be cooked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and,
any mayonnaise? Any mayonnaise?
There would be there was mayonnaise. My mom did make a chicken salad and a potato salad. Those were two sides that she liked making.
You know, I will say, I do want to set the record straight that coleslaw, I ate that shit down, and I loved that as a child. I loved that coleslaw. Thanksgiving for me was a Coke, a King's Hawaiian, and a big slab of coleslaw.
That's so gross. Like, my plate was filled to the capacity with the turkey and the stuffing, the greens, the cabbage, the sweet potatoes, the mac and cheese. Like, my mom would also make sweet potato, like, turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. So buttery and delicious.
You know, even as an adult, though, like, none of the Thanksgiving food is appealing to me. I don't really like stuffing. I don't like gravy. That's brown, thick, liquid. I don't like that.
It is thick, but it should be, I don't know, appetizing. And it has the flavor of what you cooked, the meat you cooked. It's just, and it's so good with like mashed potatoes. It's good on top of the stuffing.
I don't like those either.
Oh, I grew up resenting them after, because we would also cook the same thing for Christmas. And for years, I would beg my mom, like, yo, it's only a month after. Girl, we've been eating all these leftovers. Can we please get a different meal? Like, it doesn't have to be the same. And so she never obliged until my older sister kind of took over. And my older sister would do, sometimes she would grill out for Christmas or do a crab boil. So we would, fun. So we would switch it up a little bit. But I now, as this 30-plus-year-old adult, I'm like missing my big, heavy, long rectangle Thanksgiving styrofoam plate with all the things.
Yeah.
I do miss it. I really do. Like, I could eat one of those plates right now. I smell the stuffing.
I'm glad I can't smell it because I just...
with the gravy on it.
Yeah, gravy is just I feel like that is the weirdest prehistoric thing that we've kept.
I don't know why you feel that way about gravy. It is delicious.
I'm a gravy denier.
Yeah, like biscuits and gravy you don't even like? And that's a different type of
No,
gravy.
no. I don't like, I
That
don't like
is,
thick sauces. I love flavorful, like, okay. This is how you're gonna have this is how you're gonna have no culture. I was gonna say I like ketchup. Good night. I'm
oh my
quitting.
God. We
I'm gonna
cannot
quit the
trust Adam
podcast.
when it comes to food, y'all. We have got to move on from your food.
But
On the
wait.
food on your plate for the holidays is making me sad.
I will say Christmas is kind of where we came in clutch because that's full on cookies every day.
Oh yeah. And it's like there's so many cookies you don't even want them. I remember being a kid being like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like it's way too many snacks around. Like we would have like chocolate covered peanuts. We would have all kinds of oranges and apples was like a big thing for my mom because it was a big thing for her growing up. My mom grew
Mhm.
up on a farm, aka a plantation. Don't let them think it's a different thing.
Right. Don't let your mom romanticize.
Don't let the world think that it was not a plantation. They just changed the name. But she grew up on this farm. And so it's like just little things that they could get for Christmas and like that she remembers were like being able to get an apple and an orange in her stocking
Mm.
and some chocolate covered peanuts and stuff like that. So she kept that kind of candy tradition going. She would do peanut brittle, of course, the peppermint sticks and stuff like that. She loved to do around Christmas time.
Mhm.
Like there was just always like little victuals and snacks to get for Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. So, Danielle, I want to talk a little bit about family holiday traditions. Okay.
Okay. Like
So,
your coleslaw.
like my coleslaw, which I started off by kind of slandering it, but I think now I will defend it to the death because I am remembering how good it was.
You just want mayonnaise.
I do like, man, actually, I didn't know there was mayonnaise in it, even though it was covered in it. But now that I know it was covered in mayonnaise, that does make me sick to my stomach.
Yum.
But for tradition, so as we're talking, I'm really noticing, probably for the first time, because this is the first like extended conversation I've ever had about like holidays in at least 2.5 years. I'm really realizing how skewed my like holiday experiences seem now the last few years comparatively to the years before. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Okay. I think like I'm so used to like what I've been doing the last few years that like I even because I haven't gone home.
Got you.
And so now I'm like remembering, I'm trying to think of like, I'm racking my brain. I'm trying to think of like what I used to do. I remember one thing I did do was that like clockwork, I would go home for Christmas and like, it didn't matter if it was like 80 degrees and sunny. I'm like from Scranton, Pennsylvania. But on the 26th of December, every year, blizzard and I always had to stay because I was getting snowed in. And so what I ended up doing was I decided I was going to celebrate Christmas the week before Christmas, which I thought was an incredible idea. And I did love doing it because then I would get Christmas at home. So that was a tradition I really did love.
Right. That sounded cute. It's a good idea.
I also have another one where for New Year's, I like to go to bed before midnight so that when I wake up on the first of the year, I feel refreshed and well rested.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. So you've never like actually rung in the new year?
No, I have. But the last time I rang in the new year, it was 2019 into 2020. And that was the first time I was like, I'm going to celebrate the new year. I'm like not going to sleep in anymore. And then I single-handedly ate
the pandemic.
that caused COVID. Yeah, that's what happened.
It was you.
And it was me.
Yeah, 2019 was definitely my last big celebration. Right.
Before I got
celebration
the jab. Now I'm 4 jabs now, so I'm ready for anything.
Yeah, mine was in Ghana. I was in Ghana 2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was so fun. And like Ghana, like they party just all night long. Like the party where you think it starts at midnight, you're better off getting there at like 2 a.m. so that you can stay there until the sun comes up, and then they move everything. If you're not on the beach already, you go to a party that's on the beach, but like you stay on the beach partying until like 6, 7, 8 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I would die. I would drop dead.
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it outside of the last couple of years, oh my God, I would never.
I'm glad that you got it out of your system in 2019. It seems like an unreachable hill to climb.
It was. But I think, now a new holiday tradition that I'll develop for myself is making sure that I spend one of the holidays at home, likely Thanksgiving, because my mom's birthday is on November 27th. So it makes it easy to do like 2 birds, 1 stone. And
Very
then
smart.
I'll do Christmas into New Year's on like a trip.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I just want to, you crawl towards the end of the year. And I just want to lay back and let the like new year wash over me and get myself ready for tackling 2023. Because like, how amazing is it that like we're still just thriving after and during this like crazy time in our lives?
I mean, it's incredible. Danielle, the holidays, they can be a really great time for everybody. As we've talked about so many of our great memories, but they can also be, like I said earlier, they can be kind of stressful. So according to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, research suggests that 1 in 5 adults will suffer from mental illness each year during the holidays.
Aww.
So it can be brought on by a bunch of different things like grief or loneliness, being around unpleasant family members, finances, the pressure to perform in front of your family and, put on that great holiday experience. Have you ever gone through an experience like this of like not feeling your best during the holidays?
Oh my God, yeah. Like the last 2 holidays have been really tough. Just being alone and not around my family, or just trying to navigate also just not having my own family and being the family of one, and understanding that like things that like the holidays that are geared more towards family, it feels awkward and it can feel lonely and it can feel, like you said, unpleasant.
Yeah.
What gives me hope about it is that like that promise of a new year, even in the sadness of it and like feeling low or not feeling, like part of something and feeling by myself. I think, that's what really keeps me like hopeful about it, is that there is a new year.
I mean, that fresh start really is like, that does a number on me in a really good way, because it makes me feel like it's I can start over. I can like begin again, or things that I've been like going through in my own mind. It's almost like I can leave that behind in that last year, more so than I feel like you can do it like, okay, it's fresh start, new week, new month. New year is like, okay, we're starting over.
This is a real start over.
Yeah. And I would also say like in the last few years, obviously the last few years, my husband and I haven't been able to, I think we did get to be together for Christmas, but we've spent so much of the year apart because of COVID, and he was in Finland and I was in California, that I really leaned on my friends who were also like around and didn't get to see their families. And I love like a Friendsgiving. I love going to see my friends on Christmas. Like, yeah, I love that. It's definitely part of my traditions now, is like having friends over on Christmas.
Yeah, normalize having a bunch of friends over. I think through the years, like some of the years where I couldn't afford to go home for the holidays like I wanted to, or, things like that, I've definitely clung to my friends. Having lived in New York over the last 15 years, I've definitely developed like a strong tribe of different types of folks. So a lot of folks wouldn't either they don't have a lot of family, or their parents are gone, or they just choose to stay home themselves, or, stay in the city themselves. We all gathered together and like did the fellowship thing. Everybody potluck or cooked together. And those were some of my favorite Thanksgivings and Christmases.
Totally.
Honestly.
Totally. Me too.
Yeah,
I
the
think that,
pressure's not on. You get to
yeah.
because my family's also a very dry, as in there's no alcohol at any family function, at anybody in anybody's fridge. My sister, my oldest sister, I know now
Mhm.
where she keeps his stuff, but usually, usually it's a very dry holiday. And it's like, I remember like being home in my mom's little house in North Carolina and just being like bored out of my mind because there was just so much of nothing to do. And so, you're scrolling on the internet and I'm just watching other people like be with their families and be drinking and having, I'm just like, oh, holidays could be so much fun. My little dry ass.
I mean, also like with being with family, because I think for the both of us, like I also don't live near a lot of my siblings, and I don't live near my parents and my mom.
Mhm.
So it is this weird expectation to kind of like catch everybody up on everything you're doing, and it's just, I don't know. It's like, it's a
I
lot of
know.
energy.
And then because I'm in celebrity stuff, as a journalist, and so my family's always asking me about celebrities. I'm just like, I don't know.
I know.
I
Let
love
me just
y'all.
talk to your
Talk about,
family. She
talk about
doesn't
me.
know.
Like, I don't know. I feel that, like, having just the pressure of having to answer certain questions and avoid certain conversations.
I mean, I think my family and I share a lot of, if not all of the same political views, but I can only
Mm-hmm.
imagine what it could be like for somebody to go home and those political debates start. They're almost inevitable. And I think now they're so important to have, and it's like impossible to avoid them.
It is, and it's uncomfortable, really,
Yeah.
because I have such an amazing, loving family, but they draw a line in the sand over homosexuality and things like that, and just to hear some of the things that they say, and I just be like, oh my god, I do not want to fight this battle, but like you can't just let it slide. But then I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, it's like, do you say something and then risk like
Messing up
ruining
the
the
holidays for
holiday?
everybody. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, do I want to fight this battle? Or do I just want to have a little bit of peace and a little bit of pie?
A little bit of peace, a little bit of pie, and my sister's secret stash. That's what I want for
That's
Christmas.
all I want for Christmas, honestly.
Do you think that this might be the first holiday season that we have that will feel not COVID-y-ish?
I think so. Because
I think so too.
we're still in the midst of it. However, we've gotten to a point where a lot of the death doesn't seem as in our face as
Yeah.
it was before. Like everybody was getting COVID and just randomly dying, and
Yeah.
it
Everybody
was
was really
terrifying.
in our face about the death.
They were so in our face about it. Like, oh my God, everywhere you turned. It was very
Yes.
sad and very
And
scary.
scary. Yeah, very scary.
And then losing so many different parts of your family.
Mhm.
Because COVID was and is so weird. It wasn't like, oh, let's kill all the old people. It was anyone. But a lot of folks did lose a lot of their matriarchs and patriarchs and a lot of the aunties. And so it has been it has felt ravaged, honestly, for the
Mhm.
last couple of years when it comes to family. And honestly, like thinking about the idea of COVID, especially right in 2020, where it was like shelter in place and, social distancing. And it was like, dang, they really setting us up to just like be alone.
Yeah.
Our mindsets and stuff are still healing and recovering from all of that. And I think, the same way that like, and not to compare the two at all, because I am not a history person, but just thinking about how like the Roaring '20s were a result of being stifled and the Prohibition era and all, you know what I mean? And like now the floodgates are open, so people were just
Yes.
like celebrating, and it was such a joyous time. I feel like we're gonna have that in our 2020s.
Oh,
Like,
I totally
you know what I
believe.
mean?
Yes, I
Like
believe that.
flappers and people just having a great time, and there's fringe. So I do think
as long as there's fringe,
as long as there's fringe and a good smoky
okay.
eye and that like really long cigarette thing,
yeah,
I will be fine.
Okay, Danielle, to recap, what about the holidays are we normalizing for people?
First and foremost, normalize holiday traditions that work for you. You know, holidays are evolving just like we are. It's always, to me, for the kids. And if you have kids, it becomes more about them and their happiness. If you're a relationship, getting loved on, it becomes about spending time with your boo all hugged up in your bottomless onesies, you know? And then like family time, parents, grandparents, all the people, extended families, cousins in them. So I feel like you shouldn't be bogging yourself down with like too much travels and traditions of like trimming the tree and all of that if it doesn't actually serve you, especially as a grown up. Like, I really enjoy like the Friendsgivings and things like that, spending a lot of time with people who just like re-energize me. And also, not for nothing, my family does like ground me and give me a lot more energy, but they don't necessarily give me stress-free. So I think that's what I'm looking. That's what I'm looking for in the holiday season.
They're not giving stress-free.
They're not giving stress-free. They're giving stressful, and you know, they mean well. But I think that is what I want to spend most of my holidays on going forward, normalizing traditions and things that actually work.
I like that much better.
Yeah, Adam. Like, are you normalizing some things about the holidays?
You know, Danielle, I want to normalize protecting your peace during the holidays.
And goodwill towards men. Yes.
Because it can get stressful. It can get really stressful. And, you know, sometimes you feel like you have to spend time with people who may stress you out.
No.
Or who have like that toxic behavior, which is really, they really love to pop out that behavior during the holidays.
Like as much as I love my people, like seeing them, they still are very much down south mentality and certain things that they haven't really moved with the times with. And it
can be like really stressful to like deal with all of that. Totally. But also, you know, I don't want us to like let grief and loneliness or the holiday blues weigh us down. And that's all about like, exactly. It's like protecting your peace and making sure that there's so many emotions that come along with the holidays that, you know, I love what you said earlier of like creating your own traditions, especially as an adult, like not kind of going with what you've always done and creating your own as an adult. And I think that's also kind of protecting your peace in the holidays.
Yes. I'm very excited about the holidays coming back. I don't want to say normal because like, what does that even mean anymore?
Right. They never will be normal. Like there's a new normal now because of everything that we've gone through.
So, and now we're growing and making our own sexy, bottomless traditions.
Right. That does sound amazing.
Well, listen, Adam, it's time for our favorite part of the show. Keep it or curb it. If you didn't know, AKA you just started listening to podcasts, you just found podcasts. You know, Adam, I have a friend that had no idea where to go to listen to podcasts.
Who is that friend?
She's an Emmy-winning director. It's so funny. Like, you can do all these accomplished things and do not know. I was like, there is a whole app on your phone. But I digress. If you didn't know, this segment here, Keep It or Curb It, is where Adam and I take a look at new social trends and decide if they are worth keeping close to our hearts or dragging out to the curb, giving it the peace forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
So, Adam, are you ready to kick it off?
I've never been more ready to kick it off.
Yes. Get your trash bag ready.
It's ready. It's open.
Okay, Adam, let's kick this off with the first Keep It or Curb It.
I'm ready.
I'm going to talk to you about something that affects us all.
Okay.
Overall holiday spending in the U.S. reached $886.7 billion in 2021. I thought people were broke, according to the National Retail Federation. Okay, let me give you a few key stats from this gigantic dollar amount.
Okay.
The average spend per person in the US was $1,800. Well, 1802, which is
The
like
$2?
1802.
Wow,
1802.
the NRF is not fooling around with their statistics.
They said, listen, people are spending money. Over 113 million travelers spend 180 billion on travel expenses during the holiday season. Tickets are a lot more expensive these days.
Mm-hmm.
And between buying presents, plane tickets, and party supplies, 36% of consumers went into debt,
Oof.
owing an average of $1,249, according to a survey by Lending Tree. People go into debt buying Christmas. Adam,
Yeah.
are we keeping or curbing big spenders during the holiday season? Hey, big spender!
Bum, bum, bum. Spend. No, I think we curb. A curb. I don't want to go into debt. First of all, to Lending Tree? That's not how I'm ending the year. I'm not ending the year.
Now the Lending Tree is
No.
in my business because of my Christmas habits?
No. You think I'm going into, you think I'm ringing in the new year with an IOU from Lending Tree? Then you have
I'm not
another
doing
thing
that.
coming. No.
I'm not doing that.
No, I'm not. Okay. I love to give people things, but I only like to give people things that I think that they will use because I hate junk. Oh my God, I hate junk.
Yeah, I'm not just going to overspend for the sake of like some weird Christmas decorations. Like, what are we doing?
And you know what? My friends and I, a lot of times for birthdays and like holidays and stuff, will take each other out to dinner, which I think is the best kind of gift that you can give. Is that like quality time?
Yeah, I would always love an out to dinner moment.
Love that.
Yeah,
and you can't pay for that dinner using Lending Tree, which is, I think, a bonus.
No. We're going to curb going into debt for the holidays.
Yeah, we'll curb that.
What about, like, what's the most expensive thing you've ever gotten from somebody?
I think the most expensive, I do not like when people insinuate that they might want to get me something expensive. I say this like there's a line of people going, please, please, please.
I know. I'm like, what?
I think like what I mean is like JP, my husband, I tell him to like not really get me anything because honestly, if I want it, I'll go and get it myself. But I think the most...
I know that's right. If I want it, I'll get it.
I think the most expensive thing I've ever gotten was he got me this little... gold charm that I have on a necklace, and he got that for me for a birthday, and I think it was expensive, and I think that's probably the most expensive thing that I've ever been given. I've given myself some really expensive shit.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I mean, I definitely have given myself some really expensive things over the last couple of years, after having been broke for most of my life.
The same.
So I definitely treat myself where necessary. Well, not even necessary, where I want to.
It's always necessary.
But it's always necessary. I don't actually go around getting a lot of big expensive gifts myself either, but I did recently have one of my very wealthy friends. I ran into him at this restaurant called Boa, a little steakhouse moment. And I was dining with a couple of my homegirls. And when he saw me, and I knew he was going to do this because he's known to do this, he came over and he knows all these people that like manage and whatever the restaurant, take care of them, whatever they want. But I had already decided at this dinner that I was going to do the most. I had already ordered crab legs. I already ordered Wagyu.
You had already taken out a loan. You were ready.
I had already owed Lending Tree at this point.
There was a financier at the table with you.
Looking at me like, girl. So I had told him, I was like, now listen, friend, I have already ordered the most. He was like, it's okay. You want more? Get whatever you want. It's on me. I'm going to take care of it. Give them everything they want. Make sure they get the snow beef. Oh my God. Da-da-da. And just doing this whole thing. And I know that bill was so expensive because we got like a couple bottles of wine. We did it up. And so he took care of it. He took care of our valet. And so I just thought that was such a beautiful gift. And he's a new friend and someone that I don't even like know extremely well, but we've had a lot of great times together, a lot of great conversations. And so when I thanked him for that later, when we were chatting on the phone, he was just like, I just really think that I want to show Black women how appreciated and how loved they are. And I just wanted to do that. And I've always wanted to be able to do it. And now I've made a lot of great decisions in my life, business-wise, that have given me the space to do so at different levels. And I'm just going to do it whenever I see fit. And I was just like, oh,
yeah,
this is the most beautiful, like, it felt like a gift that I had ever gotten. Like, just to have somebody just come and take care of it. I love that energy.
That's so empowering when, like, you've always wished you were able to do something like that and that you are actually able to do it. That is so cool.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, that gives me a little bit of like, maybe something even to aspire to for myself, like just taking care of the bill and things like that. So I just thought that was a beautiful gift. And if you're listening out there, men, women, whoever you are, just pay for a Black woman's dinner.
You could even, if you're even feeling in the mood, pay for this white man's
No one's going to
dinner.
pay for a white man's dinner, Adam. Get out of here. Keep it moving. We're gonna curb that.
Okay, I guess I'm having coleslaw.
Nah,
again.
you done made it too far in the world, white man. You pay for my dinner.
I will pay for your dinner. That's a promise.
Love to hear it.
Okay. Are you ready for the next Keep It or Curb It?
Ready.
Okay. So this holiday season, the Hallmark Channel plans to release a total of 40 new Christmas-themed movies, which feels like an incredible amount of Christmas movies.
It's so many movies.
So it's featuring names like Jodie Sweetin, Tamara Mowry, and Holly Robinson Peete. Okay.
Ooh.
Are you ready? I'm going to give you a few of the log lines. I'm going to clear my throat.
Give it to us.
A Cozy Christmas Inn, starring Jodie Sweetin and David O'Donnell. Real estate executive Erica must go to Alaska to try and buy a bed and breakfast. When she discovers the property is owned by her ex, first of all, she must. Erica doesn't have a fucking choice.
And how is this random Alaskan bed and breakfast owned by her ex? Erica, stop it. You're lying.
Well, it only gets worse, Danielle, because when she discovers the property is owned by her ex, she finds herself possibly falling in love with the town and maybe with him as well.
You know what? Sometimes you got to go to Alaska to realize.
Yeah.
It was always there.
It was executive Erica. Real estate executive Erica. She tries to buy a bed and breakfast.
She just had to escape to Alaska. And look, lo and behold, she couldn't.
No, she couldn't. Are you ready for the next one? The next one is called Jolly Good Christmas.
Ooh. It sounds like Pip Pip. Jolly good.
It's very that. Pip Pip. So here we go. David is an American architect who moved to London, Pip Pip, for a prestigious work opportunity after bumping into a professional shopper, Angie.
Wow, that's specific.
Very. So Angie was picking out a present for his girlfriend. He hires her to help him find the best holiday gift.
Wow.
So what do you think?
Awful.
It sounds truly, I would rather go to Alaska and try to buy a bed and breakfast.
I would rather open up a bed and breakfast in Alaska with my ex and fall back in love.
So are we keeping or curbing new, like 40 new movies every year?
I mean, 40 is so overkill, but bring them on. I am going to wrap up in a blanket with my booty out onesie and watch them all with a bottle of wine and with a straw in it.
Yeah, I say that we keep all those Christmas actors employed because...
Keep them employed. Keep these zany plots... going. Keep it going.
Yeah. Keep David, the architect, keep him moving to London. I want to see more.
Isn't it?
I want to see more. Pip, Pip, David.
Yes, Pip, Pip, and cheerio. So I'm always going to keep a Christmas movie.
Yeah, me too. Do you have a favorite?
Oh my gosh, so many. Number one, Elf.
Okay, that's my number one as well.
it's so
The best one.
So good.
It's
So the
so
best
good.
one. I also love This Christmas. It's the black one. You should watch it.
I will.
I also love The Christmas Story. You know, the little white kid that gets, his tongue stuck to the pole, all that. It's such a great show.
Yes.
The Grinch.
I love The Grinch.
We'll need
I
The
also
Grinch.
love, what is it? What's the one where it's like Scrooge and Tiny Tim? What's that called?
Is it Ebenezer Scrooge?
Yeah, but the one I like is specifically the one with the Muppets. It has to be. And also, do you have Christmas
Carol?
albums? A Christmas Carol. I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
Right? I'll go with that. I think so. I think that sounds right. Do you have Christmas albums? Now, I know that we'll get back to the movies in a second, but I have specific albums that I love to listen to. One,
yes.
I love to listen to the Justin Bieber Christmas album. It's good.
Oh,
Sorry.
Justin Bieber is a surprise every time, so I would not doubt it. I haven't listened, but now you got me interested.
There's something that I can't get it out of my mind, and there's like a breakdown in The Little Drummer Boy, which is truly chaos.
Oh my God. Sounds horrible and amazing.
It's incredible.
I might give it a try.
John Denver and the Muppets.
Your Christmas albums are weird.
I was a very heavy puppet themed
heavy on the Muppets
holiday
and the puppets
experience.
Heard you. Well, mine are a little blacker. Number one.
Okay.
Number one is the Temptations Christmas album.
Oh, I love that one.
It is so good. Oh my God. That's the one, like the meme that comes out. It's like white people, silent night, and black people, in my mind. That's how our Silent Night starts. And then also Luther's Christmas album is such a great album. Luther is one of the best was, rest in peace, Luther, was one of the best R&B vocalists in the world. And also Kem, Kem, he's a jazz singer. One of my favorite Christmas albums.
Okay, I have to listen to that. I love jazz music.
Oh yeah, and it's very jazzy Christmas. It's very grown up. I love it. Because I don't like the Christmas albums that are very like, just hear those sleigh bells ringing. Like I'll play it, but I like soulful. I like, sexy.
I do need to listen to let's hear the sleigh bells ring. I need to hear that at least once, or I will not get that hit, that sweet hit.
I need that one good Mariah Carey. Oh, yeah.
I need to hear that once or twice.
Not 72 times.
Not 72 times, but I do need to hear it a few because I
already heard it.
I want her to get her royalties, so I'm going to listen. But I do need to hear. I need to hear like the Frank Sinatra.
Oh yeah. Give me some Nat King Cole. You know what I mean? Like those are the type of Christmas songs.
I know exactly what you mean.
Adam, I have another Keep It or Curb It. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
According to a study conducted by Jacqueline Woolley at the University of Texas at Austin, UTA, approximately 85% of American children between the ages of 4 and 8 believe in Santa Claus. Popo Shisho. Oh, also, yes, The Santa Claus, one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. The average age at which people in the United States no longer believe in Santa Claus is like 8.5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Mississippi.
Uh-huh.
God, Mississippi, God bless you, has the oldest average age in the United States at 10 years old of believers of Santa.
Okay.
Are we keeping or curbing telling kids about Santa even in the age of the internet?
Yeah. First of all, it feels, I don't know how you keep that secret anymore.
The kids are not kids anymore, man. Like,
no,
they know so much. They have access to so much. I think it's perfectly beautiful and sweet that a kid is still age appropriate at 8 years old and believes, but it's like, you might be a little weird.
Okay. When were you convinced that Santa, when did you know?
That he wasn't real?
Yeah.
I think it was like the first Christmas I didn't get what I wanted. Like, well, what else are you doing? That's your only job. Like, damn.
I was like 11.
Yeah, I definitely think I was at least like 8 or 9. But it was also, we lived in a very different non-internet childhood time.
Right. Where everywhere was Mississippi.
Everywhere was Mississippi.
Everywhere.
The kids
we
were not
all in
Googling
Mississippi.
the things, and we did not believe. Like, we were still trying to leave out cookies and milk and things like that. I remember like that memory.
Oh, yeah. I remember we made reindeer food, which I literally think was just like glitter in a bag that I made at school.
Very cute. Writing letters to Santa. Like,
I remember crying because we didn't have a fireplace, and
oh my gosh,
thinking,
I was like, how
will
will he get in there? I live in an apartment.
And my parents said that they needed to stay up because he has to come in through our front door. And so they were the only house. They're like, we're the only house here that has to stay up because
he has to come.
Santa needs to go in through the front door.
Crying.
So
crying and shaking. I cannot. Well, good to know we both no longer believe in Santa. We are absolutely curbing kids still believing. Sorry.
Curbing? I think it's impossible.
Grow up,
Everyone
children.
has,
Get your smartphones.
Google it.
I have to ask, but what was your favorite takeaway from this episode?
I think my favorite takeaway is that I think that one year we need to celebrate Thanksgiving together so that I can.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Next
I'll bring the
Thanksgiving.
Coke.
You bring the Coke. I'll bring the gravy.
Yeah. That seems fair. We're each bringing our own liquids to the table.
It's BYOL at our Thanksgiving.
Yes, it is. So do you have a favorite takeaway?
Getting my back blown out for Christmas.
I'll take that away. Yes.
Shout out to everybody who's having that kind of Christmas.
Shout out to our chiropractors and our doctors.
Yes, it's not too late to secure
first
that.
Responders.
That cuff. It's not too late. It's cuffing season. And with that, it is the end of our show today. That is our time, ladies and gentlemen. I am so grateful to all of you beautiful people still listening. First of all, you deserve an award.
You do.
I'm like, wow, you're still here. That is cute.
You made it.
Thank
you that's a gift to us.
What a gift you are. Before you even think about what you should get us, because you should definitely get us more gifts. We'll just tell you what we want. First, make sure you rate.
5 stars.
5 stars. Make sure you comment, not only just on social media, but just on the podcast. You can just leave a comment, be like, oh my God, Danielle's amazing. Then also make sure you subscribe, because how else will you know that there's new episodes?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you do that. And reach out to us on social media. First of all, reach out to SpringHill. Let them know you love us, because we need that at Make SpringHill. And then also reach out to me at the Danielle Young on Instagram and RapSoDanny on Twitter. Adam, where can they at you?
On Instagram, I'm at @AdamRip, and on Twitter, I'm at AdamRippon.
We love that. Okay, so make sure when you're hitting us up, you let us know if you have any other topics or any type of thing that you would like to see normalized, because we want to make sure that you feel like you're a part of this show. All right?
We love you all so much. And I start crying. We love you so much. We love you
all so much. Oh my God. Merry Christmas. That is all for now. And then make sure that you keep a straw in your wine and your butts exposed at all times during the holiday season.
All times. That's actually a prayer that we say every holiday.
May our wine have straws and our butts be out.
Catch air.
Ooh, poetic.
I know.
I know.
Have a great holiday season, everybody. We'll see you next time. Hey, listeners, we want to hear from you. Make sure you're following @MakeSpringHill on all platforms for weekly show updates.